Hi everybody, this is Sarah, the Catholic Homemaker. Today I wanted to do a quick review of Catholic Schoolhouse. It's a homeschooling group that has chapters all over the United States, and we started a chapter in our area this fall, and I wanted to share with you my experience so far and my impression of it. So first of all, welcome to my channel, and hit the thumbs up button if you like this video. I would also love for you to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and also share and comment below. Comment below, especially if you have had experience with Catholic Schoolhouse. I'd love to hear what your experience is. So the supplies that we got, or the books, are just this overall memory book, and we got 4 different CDs, one for each quarter. And then we got a set of history cards. Now it is up to you as the parent and the students to decide how you're going to organize those. And we decided to do the binder method and just take these protective sheets for photos because they're about the same size as photos you would put in a photo album, and just, I'm not going to show you all of them, but there are a set of history cards that go through each quarter, and there's about 120 cards in total. And I will just pull out one of them right here. So this is the flag of China, or the People's Republic of China. On the back, it tells you information about that. And that is how all of the history cards go. So it is your responsibility as the parent / student to do the memory work at home. And Catholic Schoolhouse, you pick a day of the week that you are meeting. It's a total of 24 weeks throughout the school year, and it's usually 3 weeks on, 1 week off. In our chapter, we've decided to go just like several weeks in a row and then take a week off, and then on some of the off weeks we're actually going to take field trips. So that's not officially part of Catholic Schoolhouse, but it's just something extra that we wanted to do, which is really nice. And let's see, the CDs are also part of the memory work at home. And what's really great about the CDs is you can have them in your car. They also have an app if you don't want to do the CD route, if you just want to do something more digital than that, or just something more portable. And it is, I think, more expensive for that than the CDs. So we just decided to do the CD route, especially since it didn't require Wi-Fi or anything. You can just put it in the car. I have a CD player in my car, and that is the most likely place that we're going to be listening to most of the time. But it was kind of fun doing that this past week after our first week, and we were just listening to it in the car, and I think it was the first like 6 to 10 tracks on the CD were for week 1, and it was about every subject that we were going through. So I'm going to take you through the tour guide, and this year they're on tour 3. So there's a total of 3 tours that just rotates over 3 years, and that's kind of how a classical education model works. You're learning the same information every 3 to 4 years, but then you're learning as you get older as a student, you're learning it at that level. So it's more complicated and more complex information as you get older. So this is a yearly overview, and there's history, science, religion, featured saints under the religion, classical languages, Greek and Latin roots, geography, math, language arts, fine arts, including music and art. So the first quarter is weeks 1 through 6, focusing on the 10 Commandments and religion. Featured saints, history is Renaissance, science is ecology, classical language are Greek and Latin roots. Geography is the continents, oceans, geographic vocabulary in Australia. Fine arts is the Baroque period, Handel's Messiah, and featured art is Leonardo da Vinci, The Last Supper, and Albrecht Dürer, Young Hare. And math is focused on skip counting. Language arts is on grammar, the parts of speech. So I will just take you through week 1. So going back to the CD, it was focusing on all this information from week 1. And this is what we learned in class, including in my middle daughter's pre-K class. We were learning this information and mostly just playing the music for it because it's very simple at their level. But there was a song for each one of these parts of information. So for math, there was a jingle for skip counting by 2s, skip counting by 3s. For science, ecology, it was about what are the 5 kingdoms. So that includes Monera, protist, fungus, plant, and animals. And there is a song to remember all 5 of those. Then talking about those classical Latin roots. And the 8 parts of speech, there was a little jingle for that. And history lesson, it was about Tudor England. So there was a jingle about that as well. There was a jingle about the 7 continents, a jingle about the 5 oceans, and a really cool song about the 10 Commandments, and there might have been another song or 2, but all those songs are stuck in my head as an adult. So I think it's a really great advantage to have that, especially learning at a young age, because those songs will get stuck in your head, especially if you keep practicing and keep listening to them. And you'll remember them, you'll recall them like years later. Because I remember there are songs that I learned as a child that I still remember today, and they help me to remember things and recall things that make it easy to remember, like the 7 continents. So I've really liked that about the memory side of things. And as I talked about in my previous homeschooling video, the classical education model is focused on the first 4 years, especially memorization, because children's brains are like sponges at that age. And so it's really important to fill their brains with all kinds of information. And so our first week went really well. I taught chorus and I participated in the pre-grammar class, and I got to see most of what they were teaching. So each of the grade levels are learning the same information, the same theme of things, but it's just being applied different. So at the pre-K level for science, it's just very simple. So the teacher was teaching them about the 5 kingdoms, like in the song, and she was showing an example of mold, and then they got to feel different things. I think it was a pretty similar thing for my oldest daughter for the lower grammar class, and she was talking about the difference between plants and animals, etc. I wasn't there for the whole thing. They each had to do a presentation of some kind to talk about themselves or do show and tell for the pre-grammar class. And chorus was everybody together. So they're all learning that kind of music, but then the memory work at home is not just on the CD, but it's also suggested that you can listen to Handel's Messiah, which is over 2 hours long, but it's just absolutely beautiful music. I was playing it in the background at home, and my daughters were very intrigued by that. We were also playing it in the car. So it's just a great way to use your time in the car well and just educating your kids. But also even math. It's not a very deep level of math, because they do say that for most levels you're going to need to supplement a math program in addition to Catholic Schoolhouse, but that's okay. I'm looking into other programs. Like currently what I have is fine and it'll work for the year for kindergarten, but what I really want to do is Right Start Math. So If you're still listening to the video at this point, let me know in the comments if you have any tips on how to save money for the Right Start Math program, because I think it's an excellent program. Anyway, that's my initial overview of Catholic Schoolhouse. I hope you have found it to be helpful. Let me know in the comments if you have experienced Catholic Schoolhouse and what you want to share about it. And I hope you have a wonderful week, and may God bless you and your family.